Okay, James Sexton, let's go over real quick. I want to go over the probably the number one difference you have with him, which is the concept of no-fault divorce.
Oh, you're thinking Andrew Wilson.
I'm sorry. No. Actually, James believes, because you posted something on Twitter about no-fault divorce causing people to have more divorces, right? And James doesn't believe that.
Yeah, because I would say that I think we'd only differ in like or origination of it.
Okay.
So like one my proposal with say Andrew Wilson, and I guess maybe we'll have to talk about this with James when he comes in.
Yeah.
But what I see is I see that the hormonal birth control was the single most significant invention of the 20th century. And I would say more significant than the atom bomb.
Okay.
Because what it has done is it has fundamentally changed the way we reproduce and create life, as opposed to like the atom bomb, how do we kill people, right?
Yeah.
So the way we do sex, the way we do marriage, the way we do intersexual dynamics, homosexual, bisexual, whatever sexual, all of that can be rooted back to one invention, and that is hormonal birth control, which put the human reproductive process in the hands of women. What happens when you give them that? The divorce rates skyrocket.
Okay.
And what happens when that happens? You see militant feminism start to ramp up. You get Gloria Steinem, Betty Friedan, and you get all the militant feminists of the late 60s and early 70s. They jump on board, and everybody piles on. So insurance companies, banks say, well, more women are getting in the workplace now, so you can now have a line of credit. 1974, all the banks, because we went off the gold standard. Why do we go off the gold standard? Well, we got more people coming into the workforce. We don't have ways to back up our currency with gold anymore, so we need to go to a fiat currency. I would say, I'm not saying that's entirely the reason, but I would say that was probably had something to do with the fact that we have doubled the workforce as of, like, say, 1970, when women are coming into universities. We've got Title IX. We have abortion on demand by, 1972, 1974 for Roe v. Wade, somewhere in there?
72.
1974 is when banks gave women the ability to have a bank account and to have a line of credit. They're happy to do it because they don't have to worry about the gold standard anymore. It's all fiat currency. You can have as much credit as you want, baby.
Okay.
So all of these things that we take for granted right now, they all track back to that one single year right there. But as far as the no-fault divorce, when was that initiated? Well, it wasn't. By the way, it wasn't Ronald Reagan who came up with the law. He just signed it into law in 1970. It was initiated in 1968 as a result of, or a product, I should say, of expediting all of the divorces caused by what? One invention.
Got it.
So that's how I track no-fault divorce, and then state by state by state by state by state they adopt.
So you actually don't agree with either one of them. Like the no-fault divorce thing does allow the divorces to go through quicker, but you don't think it's the cause for the divorce.
No, I think because you have to keep it's like watching the movie Inception. You have to keep going down to the very bottom Inception, and the very bottom of the Inception is the advent of hormonal birth control.
Okay.
That leads to divorce. Divorce leads to no-fault divorce. Then we go on from there. So you'll see conservative Christians always want to point back to no-fault divorce, and if we just got rid of that, everything would be great. No, people still aren't getting married in the first place. You want to know why the divorce rate drops? No one's getting married.
Yeah. Okay. So just so we're clear, that's because I kind of agree with you. That was Andrew Wilson, the Crucible. That was his argument, was that a part of the reason for the increase in the divorce rate for the last 50 years or whatever had to do with the fact that no-fault divorces made it easier for women to just get out of a marriage, as opposed to the cooling off period that 7 states still require right now.
And goes back to what you were saying before. Are women just delusional? No, they have the luxury of being delusional now, as afforded by one invention, which is hormonal birth.
So in general, so that's a macro example. Or I'm sorry, micro example. The macro example of what you're talking about is, as society gets further and further away from a survival scenario, we're delusional. That goes. That's Kyrie Irving believing in flat Earth. And all of it becomes delusional.
Destiny thinking of our better angels are going to save us, and we don't need to worry about pulling triggers because anybody, it doesn't matter what shape you're in, and it doesn't matter. We have robots to do all our fighting for us now. We're evolved past that. No, we're not. We're still the same machine as we were 100, 200,000 years ago. And
by the way, his reality that he's describing, that may be 200 years from now. That may be 100 years from now. Well, there may be a point where we start regulating people. Well, you know what, sir? You have too much. You have too much testosterone. You got to go live on the moon.